Hello. So today is the day that I start my journey of basically what I explained before, my videos expressing how I felt, expressing how I feel about my journey before, about my journey coming up. Today I want to speak on a topic basically for single parents, more so only because I received, I want to say, a disrespectful comment. And it wasn't even more so disrespectful, it just offended me on a different type of level. The comment was from a man, an older man, basically saying, DM him if, what did he say? DM him if I ever need help, only for single parents and college students. I believe that's what he said. The reason why I want to speak on this topic is because I'm not a single parent because I have to be, or because that's the only way to be or to live. The reason why I'm a single parent is because I choose to be. I don't choose to be a single parent because of things that's going on or, I can't find a good man. The reason why I choose to be a single parent is because the life that I had with my children's father, it wasn't a good lifestyle. That life with him basically was like very heartbreaking. It was very, more so dramatic. It was very toxic. And the reason why I'm speaking on this topic is because a lot of females believe that you have to stick around to actually be a family, or stick around to make your children happy, stick around to keep yourself happy, thinking that the person you became a family with is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Sometimes that doesn't always turn out to be the way you want it to be. And me, a person how I am, since I was a little girl, I always imagined myself getting married, having kids, and living a happy life. I started my life when I was, 16, started working, but moved on, became a family when I became 20. I had my daughter at 21, and I had my son at 22, yes. I started my family early, but it all started crashing down after probably maybe 2 weeks before I had my son. And the reason why I want to address this situation is because it didn't hit me that I would be in the situation I am now. But the situation I am now, it actually made me become a better person within myself and within my children. It didn't allow me to become a super mom or, a single mom because of, the environment that we live in. I became a single mom because I was with my children's father, and he basically abused me for 5 years. He would deny it. He would, make himself look good depending on the people that he speaks to. A lot of people may not think that because you were physically getting punched in the face or hit with weapons, it's not considered abuse. But if you're getting abused by getting smacked in your face, or someone is mentally abusing you, it's all abuse. There's different type of forms of abuse, like mentally, physically, and emotionally. And the reason I'm speaking on this is because a lot of females my age may think that, oh, he's going to change, or, oh, situations, become a little toxic and he just was upset. No, it's never going to change. That person that becomes angry with you and that puts his hands on you is going to do it once, and he's going to continue to do it over and over and over. My children's father has smacked me before multiple times. He's pinned me in corners, choked me up, smacked me in my face when I was 8 months pregnant by sitting on my chest, held me down, pushed me against walls, slammed me on the bed a couple of times. Went on a high-speed chase with him when my daughter was about like 4 months. And because he didn't want to let me out the house, the reason why he didn't want to let me out the house is because I was so over it. I was so heartbroken because I didn't think that someone that I love can treat me this way. And I didn't think that someone that I love that is supposed to be my provider and someone's supposed to care for me. You don't imagine the person hurting you in ways that you never imagined before. And I just want a lot of you females to understand that it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be oh my God, this is so beautiful. The world that I'm living in is just amazing. It's not always going to be that way. And sometimes you have to take a step back to understand what's going on around you, or understand that maybe sometimes the life that you want to live is not the life that you should be living. And speaking on that topic, it brings back a lot of memories, because if I didn't allow him to do those things to me, not saying that I was proud of it, or not saying that he should have done it, but if those things would have never happened to me, I would have never realized how strong I am until today. Until the fact that I came here up in the Poconos, somewhere where I grew up, and somewhere where I just live free, I'm happy, and it just makes me feel like a different person when I'm here. And I haven't been here for over 6 years, maybe 5. Yeah, 5 years. He came here with me, and everything was okay back then. My daughter was only 4 months pregnant. It was before everything just crashed down. But being here just brings back so much happiness. This is where I started all my poetry. This is where I started so many things that made me who I am today. And I'm glad that I can explain these things to you guys, because it actually makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like a person that can just go through the worst thing today and tomorrow live the most beautiful life. And that's how I feel. Like, I feel like no matter what I went through before, it wouldn't affect who I am today. So just understand that as us females and us males, well, I'm not a male, but you know what I mean. But as a female and a male, you may go through relationships that may hurt you. You may go through relationships that may make you feel like you're strong, you're powerful, you're like more intelligent by being with that person. But it may also make you feel like, who are you? Who did you become? Did you become a good person being with this person? Did you become the worst person being with this person? But until you actually put that person to the side and focus on yourself, you're never going to understand who you are. Never lose focus of who you are, because losing focus of who you are, you start realizing you're not living for you. You're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing in your own life. You're trying to focus on making that person happy, doing things that this person, that they like. And that was my problem. I started thinking every second, does he want my hair this way? Am I not good enough? And it start making you doubt yourself in every way, because you're not understanding that it shouldn't matter what that person wants from you. It should matter what you want to bring to the table and what they should accept from you. So by that comment coming my way, it didn't hurt me, but it brought back memories. Only because I don't need help. I am a strong Black woman. Yeah, I may be mixed, but at the end of the day, I'm a strong woman. I don't want to throw any type of race out there. I don't want to throw Hispanic, any type of cultures. Like, I don't want to label myself as any type of female, but only a strong female, because that's who I am. I'm a female with 2 children. I'm actually a woman, if you want to be technical. I'm a woman. I overcame a lot of bad environments that I was in, and to watch myself go through so much hurt, it made me realize 6 years later that I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that I was able to go through that situation, not only because it made me who I am today, but because there is a chance of happiness. And my happiness didn't start right away, but it's slowly but surely coming along. And to speak for myself and other women, I just want to say that you don't need a man to make you happy. You don't need a man to create any type of happiness that you have within yourself. You have to find ways that you can get over any type of lumps, any type of humps that come along, any bumps, any, like, I don't even know, anything that just brings you down, anything that makes you feel like you can't smile, or things that make you feel like, why am I here? How did I get here? It makes you start questioning yourself. It makes you start doing things that you don't even understand. But when you come down to the end of the road and you realize that a lot of the things that has happened to you, it was a reason that it happened to you. It wasn't a reason that it happened to you because God wanted you to learn or God wanted you to do this, but it was a path that you're supposed to go down. Because without many different paths, you're never going to understand which one is the right path for you. And to be honest, you're never going to understand which actual path is the right one for you, because your life doesn't stop at that path. Your life continues. There's going to be so many paths that you're going to go down that you need to go down, because you have to understand this path may be there to treat you a lesson. This path may be here to make you happy. This path may be here to hurt you. But going through each path and becoming whole and bringing yourself to the middle, it helps you understand that if you didn't go through any of those paths, you would never understand what it feels like to be hurt. You would never understand what it feels like to be happy. You would never understand the lesson that you got from that path. So when you get to the middle, you focus and you start understanding, like, wow, I can do this. I can become the person that I need to be. And you may not understand who that person is still, but the fact that you tried and you got there and you pushed yourself to get to that point, you pushed yourself to even try to get to that point, that's when you become the person you need to be. So being a single parent and being heartbroken is never over. There are going to be times where you're going to think, oh, why did he do this to me? Why did I stay so long? That's okay, because I questioned myself. I looked at myself like I was stupid. I looked at myself like I was the worst person alive, because he treated me so bad. He treated me as if I was nothing. He wanted to be in control. I didn't go out for 4 years. I didn't even smile for 4 years. I didn't even tell my family what was going on. My family didn't know what was going on with me for 2 years. And my last final straw that I actually went through with my kid's father is when he choked me. He choked me on Valentine's Day, and I almost passed out. I called my sister, and my sister told me she was coming to get me. But my brother came with her, and it just so happened that when we got there, my kid's father, he said things to my brother that didn't make sense. And my brother asked him, why do you keep putting your hands on my sister? And he said, oh, I didn't put my hands on your sister this time. So it made my brother feel disrespected, only because it questions him as a man to say, what do you mean this time? What do you mean I didn't put my hands on her this time? As if it's okay any other time. That's never okay. It's never okay to put your hands on a female. It's never okay to put your hands on a male. On your children, or even your parents or your grandparents. It doesn't make any sense. And to hurt each other is making you less of a person. It's making that person feel less of a person. So you have to just sit down and think to yourself, like, why am I doing these things? Why am I trying to hurt her? And that day, I don't even think he had any sense, because of what he said. It made no sense. And he came in my brother's face and he basically said, ain't nobody gonna do anything about it anyway. And it's like, wow, for 2 years you've been doing this to me. And because of the fact that my family wasn't informed on the information that I could have given them. And because of the fact that I allowed you to do this to me for so long, it made you have power over me. It made you feel like there's no one there to protect me. I have 5 brothers and a sister, and a mother and a father that protects me. But when I realized that I have a family of my own, that's all I knew. And I wanted to block the world out because I wanted to focus on my 2 children and my husband. And I didn't want people in our business, and I didn't want people looking at me a certain way, and I didn't want people to look at him a certain way. But doing those things made me lose sight of who I really am. I would never, never let a man put their hands on me the way he did. And to see and to look back at myself and say, wow, you really allowed him to put his hands on you. You really allowed him to smack you. You allowed him to choke you. You allowed him to corner you on walls. You allowed him to stop going out with your friends. Why? Why? That was the question I always had for myself. Why? Like, why? And I had no answer. I had no answer whatsoever, because all I knew is that I had a family, and that's all I wanted. But it wasn't a family. That was a hellhole. That was jail. I felt like I was trapped.
Mommy.
Yes.
Can you cook the tacos?
Okay. Give me 5 minutes.
5 more minutes.
My children are trying to interrupt me. Okay.
And how long did that take?
It took like 10.
No, it did not.
Sorry, my kids are trying to talk. Okay, go. But anyway, it made me feel like I was trapped in a closet that I couldn't get out. So until the day that my brother had to defend me, it made me feel like, wow, someone's there. Someone is there to protect me. Someone's there to protect me. Someone's there to help me understand what I'm going through is not what I should be going through. And it hurts my feelings because for so long, I was lost. I was lost because the one person that should have been there for me the most just hurt me the most. But until I realized I have kids that are looking at everything we're going through, I have kids that look up to me. You can't allow your child, not even just your daughter, but you can't allow your son to witness things that a man is doing to a female, because you don't want your son to grow up and think that he's allowed to put his hands on a female. And you don't want your daughter to witness a man hurting you, because it doesn't end up well. It doesn't end up safe. It's not a safe home. It's not a safe place to be in, because you don't want somebody to do that to your child. And the reason I'm breaking down right now is because my daughter watched him do the things that he did to me, and he would deny it. He would deny smacking me. He would deny even yelling at me. He would deny it all because he wanted himself to look like a good person. But he's not. He's not a bad person, but he's a bad person when he wants to make himself feel powerful. When he wants to make himself feel in control, he would do these things. And it doesn't hurt me anymore because I told myself, you're okay. And once I knew that I was okay, I never looked back. I tried and I tried and I tried for years. I tried for months, asking him to change. I asked him, what am I doing wrong? I asked him, can we fix it? And nothing worked. Nothing. I'm not a bad person. My children are beautiful. I was happy. I gave him everything he wanted. And it's like, when you look at yourself, it's like, what were you doing wrong? What happened? And all I know is I can just say, I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. He just wanted to be in control. He just wanted to just everything to be his way. So when you look at me and you see me with my children smiling, and you see me taking my children places, that's because I'm happy. I'm happy finally. I went through hard times. Yes, I did. I met another man that I was madly in love with, and it just so happened that didn't work out. I wanted it to work out really, really bad, but it just didn't. That'll be another topic, another day, but it didn't. But when I realized today has to start over, that's when I woke up. I'm not going to live on anything and dwell on anything from the past. I'm going to move on. And that's what I did. I moved on. I allowed myself to let go of all the hurt. My kid's father cheated on me. He left us for a female. I found out he was cheating with a female that was on the same trip as us. He was cheating for about 7 months. I wasn't aware. I just knew that something was wrong. I knew that we weren't happy anymore. But to know that you're cheating on your wife that's home with your children. I was a full-time student. I was working 2 jobs, paying half the rent, paying half the bills, paying more bills than him. And he had more money than me, and I still was paying all the bills. So to know that you're trying your best and you're doing everything that you can do, it's not good enough. It's never going to be good enough if you have a man that doesn't appreciate you as a woman. If you don't have a man that looks at you like you're just the most beautiful person in the world, you're never going to be good enough for that person. Never. So you have to find happiness within yourself. You have to move on. Move on from that whole thing. Move on from his life. Move on from your old life. Move on from any type of lifestyle that you had before that just took over and made you feel less of a person. And after he cheated on me that one time, it hurt me. He moved away within 2 weeks. He moved away and moved to Texas. He left me and my children for 7 months. Didn't look back. I flew out to where he was at in Texas. He didn't want to be with me. He told me no, he don't want to be with me. He'd rather be friends. It took for me to come in his face for him to say that to me. He could have told that on me on the phone, period. But he didn't. He wasted my money, he wasted my time, and he wasted my life. 7 months later, he came back, wanted to be a family. We became a family again for about 7 months. He got aggressive with me. He got upset. One day we drove to Disney World. He got upset with me, got aggressive again. Told me to get out the car, he wanted to fight. Once I looked at him in his face to see, wow, he really wants me to get out this car to fight him, that's when I said, it's never going to change. It's never going to stop. And I pulled off. I left him on the side of the road out Florida. And I drove 18 hours by myself with my children and got us home safe. Because you know why? That was the day I woke up and said, you are not going to kill me and my children today. I am not going to be a victim. I am not going to be on someone's channel. Oh, look who's ran off the side of the road. Oh, he did this to his family. That's not going to be me. So I left him right on the side of the road. Yes, I did. Proud of it. I drove 18 hours with my children, and I got us home safe and sound. I realized he was crazy when the next day he called me, and he asked me, can he come home? Wow. There's something off about that boy. And I told him no. Went about 7 months. We tried it again. Mind you, I was dumb. I was in love. I was stupid for this man. I tried it again. I let him move back with me 7 months later. I was living 4 hours away. Maybe 5 months later, I realized this is not for me. This is not the man that I fell in love with. This is not who I met. And this is not who I want to be with. And one day I caught him cheating again. Mind you, I caught him cheating prior to that too. He was always just sneaking around, just trying to hide things and try to be so like, oh, I'm not doing anything, but really are. And I caught him talking to another female on his Apple Watch. And basically, that is when I had enough. And I just said to myself, like, wow, it's 6 years later and you're still doing the same stuff. It's time for you to go. And I told him that he can stay there for 2 months to get himself together. And then he has to go. And that night he got upset because I was on the phone and I was minding my own business because I allowed you to stay there for a month to get yourself together. But because of the fact that you wanted to be so in control of my life that you just couldn't let me be free. You couldn't allow me to. Yes.
It's past 5 minutes.
Okay, here I come. Go ahead. Well, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna come. Go. Sorry. You couldn't allow me to live my own life without you interrupted anymore. And that day is when I had enough. He got in my face. He got drunk. He screamed at me. He held me down on the bed. My nose was in his mouth and he just screamed and screamed and screamed. He held me against the wall. And that day I woke up. The next day I felt threatened. That same night I felt threatened. And the next day I told him, you have to go. And you have to go and stay away from me for the rest of your life. And that day is when I woke up. I kicked him out my house and I never looked back. I never looked back, and ever since then I can honestly say I am the happiest person alive to be away from him. Because of the fact that he did all those things to me, it made me realize, like, wow, you really went through so much. But it made me open my eyes to see that that's not who you should be with. That's not the man of your dreams. So this video was to explain the things that I've been through, only to help each and every female understand that it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to understand that your dream guy is out there. He may not come right away. He may not be right around the corner, but he's coming. I haven't met my dream guy, but I know he's out there. I know he's looking for me, but you're never going to find that person until you stop looking. I've searched and I've searched and I've searched. I've met so many different men. They were all nice men. There were some bad men. But when you realize you have to stop looking and live for yourself, then you're going to understand that your time is coming. So, and again, I speak for single parents only because I'm a proud single parent. I'm not miserable. I am not ashamed of being a single parent. I am a wonderful mother, and I am proud to say that. My children love me. I went through things, yes, but the only thing that I know is that I'm a great parent. My children adore me. I adore them. I do so many things with my children because I want them to see that the lifestyle that I live with your father is not the lifestyle that you're going to have forever. And for my children to see mommy be so happy without daddy, and to know that mommy's okay without daddy, is the most amazing feeling. So females and males, understand that it's okay. It's okay to go through. It is okay to go through everything you went through, because it's never the end. You're going to hit bumps in the road and you're going to break down. It's never that easy. Oh, my kids are really trying to interrupt me. It's never going to be easy, but take your time. Understand that you're strong, you're beautiful, and you can succeed in anything you put your mind to. And that is my lifestyle, that is my journey, and that is what I push myself to live by. Those 3 things. And I never and ever and ever, I'm never going to ever stop myself. And until God stops me, I'm never going to give up. And that is my key. Like, what can I say? That is my strength to your strength. That is my, I want to say,
If that way people doing that because
My dream
the problem is
for
that
you
Renee!
to just live your life and never let anyone stop
Somebody
you.
over there, didn't you hear it?
Thank you.
Renee!
You want to say bye? Say hi.
Hi.
These are my children. That is Phoenix. You want to say hi?
Hi.
And that is Pharaoh. Say hi, Pharaoh.
Hi.
These are my children. And we're about to go in the house. And we're about to go eat some tacos. Because that's what they keep bothering me for. But it's getting a little late. It's getting dark. So I'll catch you guys another time. I love you all. Stay tuned for more of my journey. And understand what I went through to get to this point I'm at now. Thank you for listening. See you later.